Hey guys, it's Chad from Sticks Blog. I'm Stick. Today I just want to do kind of a little follow-up video on a recent video I did on my SUL cook kit. And some of the comments, one of the YouTube posters by the name of 2 Car Garage 1, he asked me if I was planning on doing a video to just kind of show how I use the system. And to be honest, I wasn't really thinking about doing one at the moment. I was probably going to catch some of the video on my trip when I go on it, but it's a pretty day outside and I'm not doing anything at the moment, so I figured I'd come out here and just do a quick little video just to kind of show you how I use it. So basically all I have is, this is my entire cook system. There's fuel, spoon, cup, everything is here just like I showed in the video, and then I have a 16 ounce bottle of water, and then I just have my phone timer back there. So real quick, just go ahead and get it set up. Of course I'm not going to need my cup for this. First thing I have here is just my little single piece of aluminum foil. It's ground protector. Won't need my spoon. It's my windscreen. Some Esbit. My pot cover, aluminum foil pot cover. Just another piece of aluminum foil, and I have another Esbit tablet there. I'll use that one. I have my lighter, and my stove is in there. And then, of course, I want to keep this handy because this is what I'm actually going to use to lift the pot off the stove once it's going. And then I have my pot stand wrapped up in there. There is a little bit of wind out here blowing, so this will be a good little test showing how it works. Go ahead and pour my water in my cook pot. Fixing to have a cat fight over here behind me. And the way I do this, you can see there's a hole in the center because I've folded and unfolded it so many times, but it works out neat because it's kind of like a vent. Just put it on there and kind of push it over. I've got a rock just set on top. It does two things. It holds weight down on the lid, and it also covers that hole in the middle. And then when I want to check it, I just lift the rock off, kind of pick it up, stick it back on there, and kind of push it back down, and that's it. Like I said, the wind is blowing. It feels like it's coming from behind the camera there. So, like this windscreen, it's only got the holes on one side, the other side doesn't. And you can kind of see what I mean. You can tell this side of the windscreen looks a bit more burnt than this side. And I feel like the reason that is because the wind, or the air, is being sucked in through the holes here, but then it's coming out the top on this side because there is no holes here. So I feel like the flow kind of comes up this way, and I'm wondering if that actually affects the way that it all burns. So let's go ahead and get this lit. This is probably the worst part of Esbit's, getting it lit. Leave us going. Drop that down. Hit start. Now I want to say that John Abella mentioned it in my comment section over on my blog, and I agree with him. I'm not so worried about time when I'm using this system, because usually the way I do it when I get to camp, this might be one of the first things I get going, and then once I get it going, I'll go off and I'll take care of the rest of the things, like actually setting up my camp and stuff like that. So I really don't care about time. My main interest in this system is I want to be able to know that I can boil at least 2.5 cups of water off of one Esbit tab and no more. And that's my whole goal for this. I'll use 1 cup of water to actually drink a hot drink at night, hot cocoa, and then I'll use about 1 cup to mix or to rehydrate my ramen noodles, pad thai concoction that I made up, and then I'll use the other ½ cup just to kind of clean up with and stuff like that, or just in case I want a little extra water for my cocoa, or in case my ramen sucks up more than it's supposed to. So that's my main goal for this, is to be able to boil 2.5 cups of water. And in my experience so far, this setup that I have here has done it. The first time that I used it, or about the first 2 times I used it, I actually got the water to boil in about 9 minutes, and then it boiled out, or the Esbit tablet actually burned out around 15 minutes. However, that was in some pretty calm conditions, and there's some wind out here blowing right now. So I don't know if it's going to, what kind of time frames I'm going to have. I will say I'm not 100% sure why, but I've used this probably about 6 or 7 times now, just testing it out with this specific pieces that I have here. And it seems like the last 2 or 3 times that I've done it, the boil times have gotten just a little bit longer, and the burnout times have actually gotten a little bit faster. So I don't understand what's going on. I don't know. We'll see what we get on this one. Like I say, right now it's been 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and you can hear the Esbit burning. That's the neat thing about Esbit, in my opinion. You can hear it burning. It sounds kind of like a campfire. You can hear it cracking and popping. So that's interesting. As opposed to an alcohol stove, you light it, and heck, you can't even tell that thing's going. You can't see it, and you can't hear it. So of course it's not as loud and as obnoxious as a canister stove, though. Those things, especially those jet boils, I mean, they sound like a jet taking off. But anyway, I'm gonna let this burn for a little bit, and once it kind of starts looking like it's coming to a boil or something like that, I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on and take it from there. So hang on. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little over 10 minutes, about 10 minutes 20 seconds, and I think it's boiling in there. Not sure, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's boiling. I can see yeah, it's boiling. So it did take it just a little bit longer. Like I said, I was getting 9-minute boils at first, and now it was actually right at about 10 minutes once I saw the can kind of start moving. So it took just a minute longer. And like I said, there's been some occasional winds that's been blowing. I don't know if that's what did it, but let me just kind of take this out. Ouch, it's hot. Just kind of take it off and see how it does. Just kind of see when it goes out. Like I said, I want to use this to bring 2.5 cups of water to a boil, and this is only 16.9 ounces actually what was in that bottle. So as long as I can bring that to a boil, like I said, I'm fine. So just kind of see how long this goes. Well, you can tell a noticeable difference too with Esbit. You take the lid off. We'll just see here real quick. I'll do a little experiment. And I put a rock on the top. You can see that there's a hole in my lid from where I've folded it so many times. It's just wore a hole. And I like to keep a rock on. It does 2 things. It blocks up that hole, and it also kind of holds the lid on, because usually I'll leave one side kind of loose where I can just pull the rock off, pull the lid off, and look at that. So yeah, you can see how much the lid actually helps the water come to a boil. So that's pretty cool. So let's see, it's still, yeah, it's still going good. So I said about 10 minutes is when it came to a boil. It's 12:22 and it's still going. So I think that this is going to work just fine. I mean, it has in the past in my experiment so far, and it is right now at you know, doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's still going strong there. So I'm gonna wait and let this burn out, I think. And when it gets ready to burn out, if it's not already, I'll do some more video. Take that rock off. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see steam coming from the, it's from the boil. Still going good. Now, I will say right now, while I'm waiting on this to go out, one option would be to blow the tablet out and then use it later. But in my opinion, that doesn't work out too well. I don't know, it just seems like when I put more water in and then relight the tablet and start all over, I don't get as much use out of it. It doesn't bring the water to a boil, and it's more hassle to use part of a tablet, then take the pot off, put a new tablet in, and start it up. I will say that in the past, I haven't done with this, but in the past, it's still going, 14 minutes. Anyway, in the past, I have, I'll pour a little bit of water off, and that's probably what I'm going to do this time. When it starts coming to a boil, I'll go ahead and pour off about a cup of water so I can go ahead and start having my hot cocoa. And at that time, I might put in just a little bit more water, or I may go ahead and just dump my ramen into the pot here and let it finish boiling out. I don't know, that's something I'll just have to figure out once I decide to do it. But so far it's doing kind of like I first experienced. It's 15 minutes now and it's still going. Like I said, that boil time, I don't understand why it took an extra minute. I guess it's because, like I said, the wind was blowing out here. And it looks like it's kind of starting to slow down now. No, maybe it's not. I'm just going to take it off. Yeah, I think it's slowing down now. So now I want to show you real quick how I use my light load towel. This is what I had my stove stand wrapped up in. And what I do is I'll fold the ends in so it's big enough to grab. Another way I can do it is I can just fold it in half again and use it as a pot lifter to lift it off the pot. And then I can take it, unfold it, and then I can actually grab the pot to use. What I plan on doing when I'm eating, of course, I'll have my food in here, and my food will actually rehydrate in the can for just a little while, and then when I get done, I'll actually use it. But what I'll do then is I'll just unfold this towel and I'll just grab the whole pot. I'll just hold it like a cozy. And I'm going to show you, actually, there's a good bit left in there. That's probably more like simmer mode. Just put that back on and see if it does anything. And I don't know if you can see my timer back there, but it's 16 minutes and 30 seconds. So this time it's kind of exceeded the last test as far as boil time, so that's oh, that's good. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out now. As you can see how it's doing. You can use your imagination to figure out how it does in the end. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, questions, just post them below. Till later. Thanks for watching. See ya.
It's about time for a party at my house, and it wouldn't be the same without you. No, not at all. As I recall, you've got what I need.